Oh, that hurts. It's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to... Oh, my fucking legs. Because both of them are hurting me quite considerably more than I thought they would be still. Ow! Here we go. Alright then, long time no vlog. Not a lot happened recently up until the other day. I turned 33. Woo! On the 19th of December I went for the first airsoft game I've been to in 10 years or so. Because I was 22, 23 when I had my first son, and shortly after having him it was concluded by myself that having a child and doing everything required for him, you know, appointments and other, and looking after him and stuff, and airsoft weren't going to mesh together at that time. I was just way too busy and one had to go, and obviously it wasn't going to be the kid. For shame, for shame. So yeah, been trying to get to an airsoft game for like nearly a year, I think. Just under a year I've been trying to go again, because me former colleague Dan, good friend, he convinced me. He was like, come on, you gotta go again, you gotta go. I was like, fine, fuck it. I bought all the gear, bought gun, got myself all hyped for it, and then every time COVID would cancel games or move games, and it was always the times where I couldn't go, so I was like, fuck's sake. And then finally the Sunday the 19th game came up at Alpha 55, so I was like, sweet. Booked it, then all the COVID Omicron started, so we were holding our breath, and then eventually they said, no, game's going ahead, Wales aren't changing the rules until after Christmas. It was like, thank fuck for that. So yeah, went, played hell of a good game, got quite a few good kills, got killed a lot too. But my main mistake, even though I told myself for the weeks building up to that game since I booked it, I told myself I am not going to run around like I'm still 23. It cannot be done. I cannot put into practice the old methods that I used to use on the field. I can't do that anymore. I've got to make sure I take it easy. I am so out of practice with everything. I mean, I'm so out of shape. I'm so out of practice with maneuvers, hand signals, everything. I thought, no, just take it easy. Be a bit of a support guy. Help everyone out. Just sit on the back foot. Yeah. Old habits die hard, they say. So got into the game, and immediately I'm there crossing the entire field in a sprint, fully laden with gear. I mean, I'll throw up a picture of myself that was taken at the start of the day before we went onto the field. Obviously I like the fuck, but yeah, I went PMC. It was woodland, and it was such a grey and dreary day at times that it worked. As long as I was, you know, in the right position with me back to the sun, I was virtually invisible. It was fucking brilliant. But as I say, I made a critical error in forgetting that my body wasn't capable of the things it used to be. So I was taking prone stances and crouching stances that I definitely shouldn't have been. At one point I was basically sitting on my foot with one leg fully extended, ready to move, and that kind of stretching and pulling on the muscles that haven't been used that way in nearly 10 years really did a fucking number on them, I can tell you. The day after I was a bit sore, but still mobile. I was like, okay, maybe I fared better than I thought. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. My legs are absolutely fucked. It's been 2 days since the game. It's now Tuesday. I can walk normally on level ground. Going upstairs is painful. Coming downstairs, virtually agony. My legs don't want to bend, then they do bend, and it hurts like shit. I neglected the aftercare because like I say, I got home and they didn't feel that bad. They were just a little bit tight, and I was like, nah, guess this old dog still got it. Wrong. This old dog's fucked. Needs putting down. But yeah, so legs are suffering a little, but they'll get over it. Neglected the immediate aftercare of cold and then heat, so I've only been able to do the heat, which is a temporary alleviate if you haven't done things in the right order. Like putting heat to your legs like 2 days or a day after the fact. It's like, yeah, okay, my legs felt great in the shower, but then I dared to get out of the shower and then my legs were like, ha 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 ha, no more heat, more pain. So yeah, I woke up this morning, hobbled down the stairs as best I could, and the cat sat watching me grimace in pain. But ultimately, it made me realise that I am seriously neglecting this meat bag that I have to live with for the next, I don't even know how many more years, to be honest. Probably 40 to 50 fucking years left in this meat bag, and I've got to make sure it's in top condition as best I can. So this means I'm gonna have to start doing things differently again. I'm gonna have to start, I'm already eating a lot better than I used to. I already try to exercise more than I ever did, but I guess I'm going to have to take it a further level if I'm going to continue to do airsoft, which I fully intend to, provided Omnicron don't screw things up anymore. I'm going to have to get my body seriously into better shape so that going to a game won't do this to me, because I can't have it that I go to an airsoft game and it writes me off for 3 days or 4 days or however long this takes to recover from. I was watching people a lot younger than me step over fallen trees and things, and I was hopping over them like a bunny. I was not even touching some of them. Some people were putting their hands on them to scurry across, some people were one leg over then the other, and I was just running through the woods, like jumping, retracting my legs to my body and just skimming over them, like, and then carrying on running. And I'm talking about, this is in a small Welsh valley, if you will. It's on the side of a mountain in Wales, and I'm just there running up the fucker like I'm invincible. And it was so wet and muddy, you're basically fighting gravity for every step, because the whole world just wants to go out from under you at every step of the way. So not only are you fighting the hill, but you're fighting gravity in itself in every step, the obstacles that everyone had stepped on. So like, it was very muscle intensive just stepping on wooden planks for the bridges and things that they built, because they're so wet and muddy that you can't move across them quickly. You have to be slow and methodical, but that in itself is every muscle in your leg firing at once to keep you upright and moving properly, because not only am I moving consistently, but I'm having to keep my rifle up to check for enemies holding that bridge. So yeah, it was fucking nightmarish for my muscles, but it was a good time. Something I have truly missed the last couple of years. I'd forgotten how much fun it can be, especially like I went with Dan, good colleague, good friend. We know what each other are thinking pretty much. If one of us moves, the other one takes the position or holds their position. We know what each other are going to do roughly. And we had a good couple of spots, we had a good couple of holds. But it was on one of the later games of the day. I was on the attack and we'd split because he was holding a main offensive and I was choosing to flank because I was getting fed up of getting shot on the main offensive. It was just a trudge in the mud and it was too open, there was too many lines of fire on us from higher ground, so I was like, fuck that, I'm going round, I've had enough. And I met up at the top of the hill with a random player, and we both had good and clear, concise hand movements and hand signals that we both understood, and we were able to zigzag past each other on the way down the hill, clearing out the enemies. And then we finally got to the bottom, took out a sniper and another player who were well concealed, but we were lucky to get the drop on them. And it worked. It was one of those moments where nothing needed to be said between us. And then when we were finally at the bottom and they said, oh, okay, game 1, you've cleared the bridge, that was it. I just gave him a fist bump, thumbs up. I was like, thanks for that. He was like, yeah, that was awesome. And we went our separate ways, and that is one of the things I've truly missed about Airsoft, is melding with a stranger. I mean, you can get it in video games sometimes, but it's rare. And I tend to try and befriend those fuckers as well because they are a rarity. But, oh, it was just heavenly. It was one of those experiences that I've so missed over the last 10 years. It's just no verbal required. I don't think we said a single fucking word to each other. It was all hand signals and then combat movements, and it was just like, oh! But as I say, I am now suffering like a motherfucker for the fact that I thought I was still 23. I immediately as well, it wasn't like it got worse through the day and I just started getting faster and faster in my movements. Literally game 1, I cleared most of the field in a sprint to get from one side to the other because the way we were trying to go was just obstructed. I'm an idiot. I can't learn. I can't be taught. I'm just that dumb. I've now got to try and get off this motorcycle as well.